where people will express that they want to do something different or they want to learn something and they don't put any effort in.
You know, lots of people have ideas. Only 1% of them actually make action.
I will definitely help you, but I don't want you to pay me. What did you do? What was your thought process as you were transitioning from employee to business owner?
I'm going to lose the stability. You know, all that what if, then getting cold feet. I told myself, where did K2 at 23 years old go?
I love it.
So once I make action, everything starts rolling.
Treading water is the same as drowning to people like you and me. You better start swimming. Welcome to I'm the One podcast. I'm your host, Rob Green. Hey, K2. Great to see you. So happy you were able to come in and talk about your journey and your adventure. And, honestly, I'd call you, in no disrespect, a wantrepreneur in the past.
That's right.
And then we met, and now you're a full-fledged entrepreneur. So thanks for coming in today, and I'm excited to talk about your journey.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you bet. You bet. So just to give the audience a little bit of a background, can you tell me a little bit about like your history, where you came from, what you've been doing the last, couple years?
Yeah. My name is Keisuke Kanno, goes by K2. I'm a physical therapist and CSCS, which is Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist. And I have been a physical therapist for 24 years.
Wow.
Then, I've been working for a certain organization till 5 months ago.
Okay. 5 months ago you left.
Yeah, right.
How long before you left? How long were you at that company?
The company was 20 years.
20 years you were there.
Yes.
How long had you thought about leaving the company and going out on your own?
I didn't think about leaving, but thinking about creating my own business, tossing some ideas, just ideas. So that's an action, but it's been on and off for more than 10 years.
More than 10 years you thought about creating your own business.
Right.
But you had done some like consulting or some side work and things like that with athletes and some clients where it was outside of the work hours, but not fully fledged into deciding, you know what, I'm going to go into my own business.
Right.
And then you consult also with overseas team, correct?
Right. Japanese professional baseball team.
Okay. And you've been doing that how long?
Hawks. Been doing 4 years now.
4 years.
Yes.
So you've been doing things on the side,
right?
But you were still kind of holding on to that, the job, right? And then what happened? What made you decide to take action?
Yeah, so definitely, like I worked for the company called the Fisher Institute, which is Brett Fisher, who is my mentor, founded and developed the business. Then through the business, definitely I got lots of benefit, working with a wide range of clients, including NFL athletes, Major League Baseball athletes, wide range, Then I truly enjoy that. So just tossing the idea of creating my own business, benefit, and like which one, what do I want to get? That time I couldn't let go of the benefit, from the working for the Brett.
Got it. When you say you couldn't let go of the benefit, what do you mean?
That, I feel like maybe it's something to do with my confidence too.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like people came to me, mentioned my name, but I thought they're coming for the organization. Then among the organization, they picked me.
Got it.
At the same time, I had so much respect. So I want to be loyal to the person, then he's been helping me, then develop me. Like he's more like mentor, but my father, my brother, friend, so that was part of the reason.
So you felt so much loyalty and you'd gotten so much out of learning and working there, which is a great way to learn, obviously. And then you decided, you know what, I wasn't ready to move on. And then something clicked. What happened? Do you remember the moment when you actually decided, I'm ready, I'm going to go start my own business?
Yes. It came as a gradual.
Sure.
Because I worked for the same company for 20 years, which is Fisher Institute was there till 2000. Then they sold the business to other company, Spooner, which is a great PT company too. But at the same time, I was putting my loyalty to one specific company. Then overnight, things changes.
Got it.
So that's one thing. It's nothing bad about it, but I realized things could change. So why not I make change? That is one of the...
So the merger or the acquisition actually inspired you to say, hey, I had this loyalty to the person and to the company, and then he was acquired. I see this change happening. Maybe it's time for me to consider change. Yeah,
so that time I still wanted working for the company. So the business was acquired in 2020, right before COVID.
Got it.
So then so many changes happened. So almost like gave me the opportunity to reevaluate my career and life too. And I truly enjoyed working for the company too. But at the same time, I wanted to expand the possibilities. So which I just kept tossing the ideas before, but I thought about what if? But so many things happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So that really stimulated my thinking.
And then, but still, we're talking 2023 when you went on your own 5 months ago. So from 2020 to 2023, was it just a gradual thought process for yourself? How did you think about it over the next couple of years?
Yeah, definitely gradually building up, but coming close to the threshold. Here comes Rob Green. So I met you.
Yeah, we met in November of 2022.
Yes.
I came in, I pulled my hamstring playing soccer.
Right, that's right.
Got referred to you through a PT through Fount.
That's right.
Which Fount.bio is a program I use for health optimization. They found you, which is crazy to me because this guy's in New York.
That's right.
He found an expert in ankle and knee, I believe it was. Found somebody local to me for me to go see in person, which was you. I go meet you, and then I find out we have a mutual friend who I know very well, Shauna.
That's Shauna Brown.
Shauna Brown,
Yes.
who worked with you for years.
That's right, yeah.
And then I knew Shauna, and I saw Shauna. I said, yeah, I met K2. And she's like, yeah, I know K2 really well. I said, but you didn't refer me to K2. I had to get referred over from Markian out of New York. So I think it was serendipitous for us to meet. And then obviously I was blown away by the help and assistance you gave me with my hamstring, and we got an assessment on my ankle, and I went to the doctor to get a full x-ray and figure out that I'm just kind of limited in my ankle mobility, which is not something I can change. But that was awesome. So we met in November of 2022, and then I was good. Got back to running full speed, and then I went back in I want to say May. Is that something? No, April.
April.
I went back in because my shoulder was a little tweaked.
That's
I had jammed it and started working my shoulder. And I'd sent you, my wife had been to visit you between then. And then I saw you in April, and I think one thing I remember about November, I knew you were one of those guys that was just on the edge of going out on your own. And I remember because I came in and you were working on my hamstring.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, I made a presentation for you. And I was like,
yes.
And I was like, wait, what? And so you had me working. You were working on my hamstring. I was laying on my stomach, and you put the laptop in front of me and had a PowerPoint presentation about what you want to do and what you want to make happen.
Yes.
And
Do you know why I did that?
Why?
The visit before, actually, you casually said you gave me homework. Then I want to top that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That inspired you.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
To go do and prepare and think ahead.
Totally. Especially by the time we got to know each other, you know, then I understand your forward thinking, then entrepreneur, then like I was blown by, your ability in success. So part of me said like, he's going to be my mentor too. Right. I had a few mentors. So in order to earn the opportunity to have the mentor, I thought I got to top your expectation.
That is actually a great nugget. That is genius, because what happens, at least it happens to me a lot, where people will express that they want to do something different or they want to learn something and they don't put any effort in. And I probably did use the word homework, by the way, because I like that word.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I said something like, I got some homework for you this weekend and I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And then you blew me away by exceeding my expectations by having a PowerPoint ready, which is great, right? So then I knew right away that this guy is serious. He's not just an entrepreneur that's going to never do anything, right? I mean, I know a lot of guys that talk about it for 5 years, a decade, and never do anything, to be honest. So I knew right then and there, this guy's serious. And then I became more invested in you and wanting to see you succeed.
Right.
And so that's awesome. I love that.
Then if I may, I want to rewind a little bit.
Please.
Going back to maybe sometime later in 2022.
Okay.
When I was providing rehabilitation for the first time for you.
Yes.
You mentioned about K2. Do you know the difference between somebody actually makes success or not? Those kind of stuff. Then we always talk about analogies, stories,
Sure.
But you mentioned about, lots of people have ideas, but only 1% of them actually make action.
Yep.
Then next visit, I think I told you, like, Rob, I'm going to be on 1%.
I did. I do remember you saying that.
Yeah.
But then you did, that was the idea.
Yeah.
Then you took action, did the homework. And then I was like, man, this guy is serious. And then I hadn't seen you for a few months. And then I went back in for my shoulder, I want to say early April.
Yeah.
Early to mid-April. And do you remember what happened then?
So that time, I think I was just waiting for right timing in a way.
Yep.
Yeah. But one day just came to me. Then I decided to put the notice. I truly appreciate for the company I worked for.
Of course.
At the same time, I feel like I was hitting the ceiling point on my growth within the company.
Yeah.
You know, just looking back, maybe I could express that, but at the same time, I was like, you know, I want to create my own pathway. It's going to be very challenging, but at the same time, adventure.
You know what's interesting about that is that I've got people on my team, multiple people on my team have said, I want to be in my own business. And I always, it's always sad for me to see them leave to go do their own business, but also happy. Like I think a true mentor is happy for the person when they're ready to move on and they don't hold them back. I think some people sometimes, and not saying that they did this with you, but I think sometimes people almost like hold people back because they're like, I love this guy or I love this person. They do a great job. I don't want to lose them, right? Because they see it as losing someone. And someone left my business about 6 months ago and he'd been with me for 2.5 years and always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I was so excited. I was sad for myself and sad for the company, but I was so excited for him. And we still talk. He's coming into the office this week. His name's Oasis. We talk regularly. And I love that guy. And I love seeing him succeed. And I feel like they gave you that. I mean, I feel like when you went and told them they were excited for you, maybe sad for the business.
Right. And the story you just gave me, it's a true story. Because actually you shared with me the story before I put in my notice.
That's true, because he left in March.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw you in April.
Yeah. So then I asked questions. Then, what do you think? You know, how you feeling? Then you are actually, I was stretching your shoulder. So you're lying on your back. You're looking at the ceiling. But I clearly remember, your eyes are shiny, like, you know, like sparkly in a way, like you are happy. Then you are thinking about the person, said, like, I'm just so happy for him, then proud of him, you know?
Yeah.
So that moment I was like, wow, is this real? Because like in a way I had reservation. If I leave certain organization, maybe they get sour in the mouth, you know, taste in the mouth, you know.
Yeah.
But just looking at you, the true mentors truly happy about their growth in the future. You know, then I actually told few friends of mine about that day. Then people are like, wow, that's amazing. So usually, actually I kind of rewinding back a little bit. I just told my friend story about you. Had somebody, I think he moved across the country to work for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
Joshua.
Yeah, definitely. Then you became right-handed man. But so initially he wanted to become business owner, but that time maybe you guys are thinking maybe together or something, you know. But so he put the notice. Then you asked him like, so we're gonna do things together? No, actually, I want to be like you. I want to do it on my own. Then, but you are so happy.
Yeah. This is the same guy, Oasis, that. When he went on his own, I said to him, you know, we had talked about being partners, and I said, do you want me to be a partner in some capacity? And I said that I think I taught him too well because he didn't want to give up any equity. And so he's like, no, I'm going to go this on my own, and I'm going to see how I do it this, but I still want to talk to you.
Right.
And another thing that he did that, I taught him too well sometimes, I said to him, well, I want you to, he'd traveled to India. His wife's in India, and he hadn't got his citizenship yet. He does now have it, but she's going to come back with him soon. Okay. And so he went to go over there, and I said, well, listen, I would still like to have you help, you know, until I find a replacement to do what you've been doing for us. And I said, so, you know, I'd love to keep paying you. And he said, okay, I will definitely help you, but I don't want you to pay me. And I said, I know where this is going. He goes, so I will keep working for you and help you when you need it. All I want in return is access to you. And you help me when I need it.
Gotcha.
And I was like, dang it. I would have rather just paid the guy an hourly rate and paid him. But no,
you looked happy.
I am happy. I'm super happy for him. I really am happy for him because it's such a positive experience, I think, to go through what you've gone through this year and see people like live their dream. I mean, I've said this many times, but I truly believe that entrepreneurship is the pathway to an extraordinary life. I 100% believe that. Like that is one of the things that's allowed me to live a wonderful, grateful life is it gives me the freedom to be able to do what I want to do. And I just see other people experience it, but because I know how hard it is. I know how much work it takes. I know the planning. I know what you had to overcome to do that and take that step. Right. Which is, I think that's what holds most people back.
Yes, totally.
Is they don't, you mentioned confidence earlier. They don't have the confidence that it's going to work. And then they think, whoa, what if I leave and it doesn't work? How am I going to feel? How am I going to look? Are these people going to hate me? Are they going to not like me anymore? Yeah. Right. And then you do it. And you've been extremely successful, by the way, in the first few months. I mean, right away, you were successful.
Thank you.
No doubt in my mind you were going to be successful. And then you're like, none of those things happened. None of that really happened. They were supportive,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And it's still, you could call them to this day. They're still great.
Right.
And I always said, you can always go back. Like if you did this for a year and it didn't work, they'd hire you back in a minute because you're great. You're not losing anything. If you do it the right way, you're not losing anything. You're bringing value to them no matter what happens, right? They're just another resource for you now, and you're another resource for them still.
Yeah.
It's just a different relationship now.
Yeah, true. Then I believe I left in the right way,
I believe that.
providing and, that respect. And so I feel like I still have a great relationship with them.
That's awesome.
So yeah, especially, any industry when you work, it's a small world.
Yes.
Then we have to help each other instead of competing or, things like that.
So tell me about, you went and did all the paperwork, got your LLC filed, and you're like, I think you gave like a month notice if I remember correctly.
Yes.
You're like, I'm out. See you guys later. Peace out. Don't ever call me. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I know you didn't do that. I know you didn't do that. But he said, all right, I'm leaving. I remember you texted me. I saw you like on a Wednesday morning. And then the next night you text me, you said, hey, I put my notice in. I quit. And I was like, awesome. So happy for you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hear about it. What did you do? What was your thought process as you were transitioning from employee to business owner? What did you do? Tell me how you walked through that and how you thought through that.
Good question. I think one of I told you, I was close to the threshold, but I couldn't do that. I felt like one was maybe a lack of confidence. People mentioned my name to come to me, but not necessarily me. Organization first, then maybe among the organization, that specific location, I had the most seniority. Maybe that's why,
Yep.
I didn't know, if I take the organization out of myself, how many people are going to come to me.
Got it.
Way. Yeah. At the same time, I was thinking, I'm going to lose the stability. All that, what if, then getting cold feet, then I'm originally from Japan. That's why I speak like this and look like this, But I remember those days. Finally, I found a passion to become a physical therapist. Just looking at the passion, I didn't think anything about it. Then jump on that opportunity. Then that time, I didn't know. I wasn't worried about if I fail. All I focused was, I'm going to make it happen. I want to do as best as I can at this moment. I told myself, where did K2 at 23 years old go? I want to prove myself. I'm still here. I'm still K2. So that was the reason. Then I feel like once I start saying that to myself, I was like, let's focus on myself now, present. At the same time, I need to make action.
I love it.
So once I make action, everything starts rolling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. It's a great story because I feel like almost everybody that's gone down this journey of becoming an entrepreneur goes through these emotions. I've got to give something up. Is it stability?
Yeah.
Am I going to be successful? The fear of failure is real. I think most people have that to some level. Is this going to work? And what is the worst case scenario if it doesn't work?
That's right. Yeah.
Right? What's the worst case scenario? And then what's the best case scenario? And if that, generally speaking, the best case scenario is not twice as good as the bad. It's 10 times better than the worst case. It's not like you're trading a different life if it works out for you, and it's a totally different ballgame. You're only 4 months removed from leaving. Could you imagine going and doing it again, going back and working there?
Working for the company?
Any company.
At this point, no. At this point.
So 4 months later.
Right.
No, can't even imagine it, right? 6 months ago, that's all you had done for 20 years. 4 months after you start,
right,
you can't imagine going back.
Right.
That's crazy.
That is.
That's a change in mindset that is drastic.
Totally.
And I see it in you. I see the excitement, the happiness.
Right.
Not that you weren't happy and excited before, but even more so now. So then you started in May, started your business, right? So you started your own PT. What would you call it? Clinic, advisory services. What would you call it?
K2 Dojo Physical Therapy.
K2 Dojo Physical Therapy.
Yes.
Perfect. So for those people that want to take the leap and become, entrepreneurs in a service-based industry, right?
Yep.
What did you do to get set up for that? Obviously you had to file for an LLC, for example, right?
Actually, I did have LLC for a while.
Okay.
Because I was doing consulting work outside of that.
Got it.
Full-time business, so full-time work. So I did that. But I didn't do much out of it. So it was already ready to go.
Got it.
That LLC.
Okay.
But now I have to start thinking about place. I didn't think much details. Once I put the notice, I start moving more.
Putting the notice in, was that the forcing function for you to really take action.
Totally.
Because you're like, listen, I burned the boats.
Yeah.
I can't go back.
Right.
Either I die or I win this war, and now I've got to take action. So for you, that was the forcing function.
Totally.
And then what happened? What'd you do?
Then I found a place. The client, me and my mentor, Brett Fisher, co-treated, I want to say 2007. He was an NFL player. Then he established his NFL, training business here, academy. Then we've been always friends with them, So then he was always inviting if we want to do something, let's do something together, those kind of stuff. So then he offered me the opportunity. So then I got the space. So the space is done. So now I start asking to my friends who own the business, then how do the business. Some of them had a PT business. So I was asking them specifically what exactly I need to do. But interestingly, what I do is relatively unique.
True.
Some people actually make the PT clinic kind of similar to their previous work. So they're taking insurance. Some people do 100% cash, but I do kind of hybrid. So cash pay, and also I treat higher level, professional athlete workers' comp case. I was working on the both, and then kind of got me very, very confused initially, but one by one, I figured it out.
I think you had a lot of clarity around what you wanted. So, but you told me what you wanted to do. You wanted to deliver what kind of service to people?
Right.
You wanted to be different.
Right, totally.
What kind of service did you want to deliver to people?
So definitely that location I used to work at, we believe we provide a top level physical therapy for the, sports medicine industries. At the same time, Rob, when you learn more, experience, gain more experience, you feel like you can do more.
Yeah.
Then used to be even just treating clients every 30 minutes was great, because 30 minutes you're going to do one-on-one, then rest of the time they're going to do exercise with the technician. So they're going to be there an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours sometime, But I feel like if I take in charge of entire session, also, if I'm not just limited to spend the time, one-on-one time, only 20 minutes or so, I feel like results going to be much better. Or then I believe that clients get benefit from it.
So you've got the next step in the next journey. You've got the 1 year that you've got, you want to get 1 year under your belt. You want to figure out what's next, whether it's the dojo, whether you maybe train PTs to actually go out, and that's a one-to-many approach. And then you can kind of it's a megaphone is the way I see it. You've got the ability to take from one-to-one to one-to-many. And then those people can kind of spread the beliefs and the trust and the abilities that they learn from the dojo, and then treat people in a different way and service people in a different way. So that's how I see this, as opposed to just getting more clients, which you can do also.
But my time is limited.
Time is limited, right? You can only do, no matter how much money you make per hour, you only have so many hours in a day.
That's right.
And you're going to trade off for other things you want to do, whether it's family or recreation or sports or health or whatever it might be. And you try to balance all of that, especially starting a new business. You've got a lot of demands on your time. Right. So when you think about the future, if we were to say, and I don't like to go too far down the road, but a couple of years, what would be an ideal dream situation for your business?
Wow, dream situation. Interestingly, even looking back my own career, I hate to say this, but I never really had a big picture. Big picture is I want to serve my client.
Okay.
Then I want to improve my skills so that they get better benefit. Then I was just focusing on present. Then almost like I'm just looking one step ahead of me. Then realize I just came where I am. So almost same thing, 2-3 years down the road, it is hard for me to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just being
Can
honest,
I ask a few questions, see if we can help you with that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first question I would ask is number one thing you want to serve more people? Okay.
So more people in a better way.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily numbers.
Better, what does better mean?
My service is going to be more effective. Then they enjoy and truly appreciate the experience.
Okay.
So experience and the results.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the future is unclear for what you really want to do. And I just want to say thank you for coming on and sharing your journey with us. I think it's amazing. I think the transition from employee, which I did a while ago and you've done this year, is such a powerful and great journey that so many people are just right there to take that journey and start that journey. But most people just need that little push over the edge to get it going.
So true.
And now it's so amazing to me that at 4 months in, you see yourself as not being able to go back.
Right. Yeah.
Which is amazing. So I want to say thank you for coming, and I really appreciate it.
Same here. Thank you for giving me the inspiration, the encouragement, that extra push I just needed.
Of course. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with friends. Visit I'mTheOne.com and ask me anything. And as always, stay curious and never stop becoming the one.